Welcome back to the Den25 show. I am here with Adam and Matt. Jay is not here because he is doing landscaping. Now, we are back.
Whenever he's off, he's doing landscaping.
Yeah, that's his other life. In fact,
and he calls me an irresponsible adult.
So basically, the school district that we used to attend, me and Mark, they have put an indefinite pause on certain literary classics of Mice and Men, Huckleberry Finn. Never read Huckleberry Finn, but of Mice and Men and To Kill a Mockingbird, they were both banned, supposedly due to racism and prejudice.
I hate this to the core. All right. If there's anything I despise in the universe, it is censoring books on the grounds that high schoolers can't handle them. Oh, I'm sorry. Can they not handle a part of our history? It's
like a time machine. Like, how else are you going to learn?
You can't erase history on the grounds that people are too sensitive to understand it.
These books objectively show what racism and prejudice was like during the times that they were either written or the times that they're depicted in.
Before I started homeschooling, I spent 1.5 years in public school, and lots of parents complained about stuff and nothing got done.
It's not the book itself that we need to pay attention to. It's how our curriculum frames around the book. Okay. So if a parent is worried about, say, like racism seeming like it's normalized in the book, then it's the job of the educator in the curriculum to kind of make an objective framework.
Parents will lose their minds over a book that talks about adultery and maybe drops the N-word here or there, and then they'll give their 9-year-old son a copy of Call of Duty on the Xbox 360, and then they hop into an online match, and then they get cussed at more than 35 copies of the Scarlet Letter could ever do to them.
Shut up! Fucking shit, you done the mock boss.
Put me in optic! Put me in optic, baby! I am a sniper! Fuck your clan, I want to be an optic! You see that? Just beautiful, just dome shot. Oh.
To the issue of the N-word, that is a reason why many people on the left do push for bans of these types of books.
People cannot change how teachers teach, right? You can't penetrate the mind of a teacher and how they're going to teach. And so what they do is they attack what they're be able to teach.
There's a lot of overwhelming things happening, and we're receiving a lot of information through our fucking phones. So now the problem is, how do we interpret that information? How do we keep ourselves sane?
There was this one Filthy Frank Cringe of the Week video about the anti-smoking ads, and at the end he's like,
in the bigger picture, it's kind of patronizing because you're underestimating teens. Teens are gonna do whatever the fuck they want. I mean, look at this comment section right here. Do you think they're gonna listen to an ad that tells them to stop smoking with memes? You know, don't sweat it. Those who want to quit and have the will to quit will quit. Those who are smart enough not to smoke are smart enough not to smoke. You can't stop idiots. Idiots are all over this world, and idiots are gonna do whatever the fuck they want. You cannot change their minds.
Teens are smart. If they want to smoke, they're going to smoke. If they don't want to smoke, they're not going to smoke. They know that smoking is bad for them. And it's just the same thing over again. The people making those ads are a bunch of senile boomers sitting in an office room trying to figure out how to get into that hip teen culture.
Standing out in an already surreal sight. Jake Angeli, also known as Jacob Chansley, the horned protester with face paint, now wanted as a person of interest by DC police after photos capture him inside the Capitol, even standing at the Senate dais.
This guy, we're talking about the guy that had the paint on his face, right? He's deep into QAnon conspiracy theories. He genuinely thinks believes in the deep state.
Show me the other side.
Hold the line, Patriots, because God wins.
Awesome, man.
For those of you that don't know who Q is the highest levels of the military and the intelligence community in the United States, disseminating above top secret information to patriots in our republic so that we can take back our country from communists and globalists who have infiltrated our government at some of the highest levels and some of the lowest levels in the case of pollsters. And they're trying to bring down our country from within so they can create a new world order and a one world government where America is wiped off the map and they try to trump our Constitution with international law. But it ain't going to happen.
And he's batshit crazy. Now we're wondering, because Trump has been impeached. He may be convicted and may not be allowed to run again. So now the question is, where does the GOP go from here? What are these voters going to do if Trump isn't going to run again? And it just
They're probably going to raid the prison where he's going to stay at.
Oh my God.
You mean Mar-a-Lago? What?
There are large amounts of people that believe the election was rigged and that Biden is an illegitimate president.
If you go up to a Trumper and you try and talk with them, and I have, right? I have 2 friends. I love them to earth, but they're Trumpers. And the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, where'd you get that information?
Because when Fox News and like Donald Trump tells you that, you know, all mainstream liberal media outlets are fake news and have no validity whatsoever, then you're putting yourself in an echo chamber.
You know, people are busy. They're not going to have to, they don't want to go and check facts for themselves. You're not going to do, especially with like a new article. I mean, obviously, Matt, you spend like 11 hours on Twitter a day, so you know this more than I do. But like every time.
A Twitter neckbeard, maybe.
A Twitter connoisseur, if he says so himself.
Twitter connoisseur, yeah. Whenever you argue with like a Trumper or even like a neoliberal, but you present facts, you tell them why they're wrong, you get blocked. Okay.
I am a Trumper, 100%. All right, I don't fuck with you and your facts. All right, Goya for life. Let's go. Shaman's in the back.
Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey addressing the ban on President Trump in a series of tweets last night. He said he did not celebrate or feel pride in having to ban the president from Twitter. He said the decision came down to public safety and that offline harm as a result of online speech is demonstrably real. And he said the ban was a failure of Twitter to promote healthy conversation. That's a topic the president addressed in a video released earlier yesterday.
All of these major corporations, Twitter, and you know that whole thing with Parler that was happening, removing what even AOC would call lies.
You'd just be kicking the beehive there. They're gonna say that it's blocking his First Amendment rights to free speech, but unfortunately, what they don't know is that that has limitations. First of all, you have to be responsible about what you're saying, and second of all, you can't be trying to start a fight. And that's why I think that, you know, those social media apps have the right to ban Trump for what he said regarding the Capitol protest. I guess this is my job. I'm the mole for the mole that goes undercover on all their blogs and whatnot. They knew what he was saying. They knew what they were going to do. They were planning it for like the longest time. Ever since he sent that tweet out, they were planning. So he knew what he was doing.
Right.
They knew what he was implying.
Here's the dangerous part. It's the precedent, right?
Yeah, it is the precedent. Mm-hmm.
They're becoming more radicalized and more in their echo chamber. Like, what has that accomplished? Like, I'm sorry, AOC.
My thoughts on this is that I think that the insurrection of violence is sort of like a bannable offense. It brings into question the kind of standards that these big social media companies have in terms of, should this person be banned? Should this other person be banned? Like, it's very questionable, to say the least. But in terms of the echo chamber, wouldn't you say that, like, pushing them off of these platforms actually, it could work the opposite way, where it actually limits their grounds in growing as a movement?
We as a society have to work outside of the internet, like in person, to make people realize that guess what? Twitter is not reality. All right.
Dude. In politics, everyone is focused too much on the internet and media itself.
True
and they're not doing enough of organizing and grassroots movements to push for change.
Are you going to ask for financial?
I am once again asking for
financial support.
Yeah, but overall, you're right. That you're completely right. That is the issue: is that we do not focus enough on organizing and mobilizing people to connect everyone in society and actually talk to voters directly.
Oh, by the way, Mitch McConnell, you said that you were the Senate, right? So how's that been going? How have your fans been treating you? Can I just
Technically, he's still the Senate, but he won't be the Senate next week.
I'm from Kentucky.
I'm surprised people didn't really pick up on the whole "I am the Senate" thing. What is the Star Wars Episode 3?
I am the Senate.
Let's get into Ventura trees, because I know it's something Adam really wanted to passionately speak about, considering he's the Lorax.
And if I did have a Lorax bodysuit, I wouldn't be a furry, because he's not an animal. There's a difference, people.
You're right, sheeple.
I'm saying we're having our annual tradition here in Ventura of forest fires. Unfortunately for gender reveal party enthusiasts, this year's fire is considerably smaller than what we talked about on my first time on the show. So now you can maybe do your extremist Fire Nation gender reveal parties, but make sure they're away from the trees.
I don't know if you guys heard, there was like a magnitude 4 earthquake along the San Andreas Fault, and people in science circles only are freaking out about it.
Yeah, I believe The Rock was also the Rock was living out his movie fantasies. He got that one.
Not just Dwayne Johnson. I assume you would too, Mark, because as you know, Alexander Daddario was in San Andreas.
Fuck off! I hate you so much. Stop.
Bro, you know the point of stalking someone on Instagram is that you don't follow them, so people don't know that you follow them.
Okay, the fact that you know that means that you were there on the account, so fuck off. We don't objectify women at all.
But totally you can't. It's not objectification if it's up in your face.
Actually, let me pull up the Instagram. You're right.
You see those videos, right? Like, come on.
Now, I think we're good, right?
Bye. Okay.
Yeah. Now we're good. That's the best outro I've ever done.